The web in the walls. Lena always hated spiders, their crawl and their webs in dark corners. But in the old house she inherited from her grandmother, spiders were everywhere. The house was deep in the woods, far from town. Her grandmother had lived there alone for years. Now it was Lena's, and she had no choice but to move in. From the moment she arrived, Lena felt uneasy. The air was thick with dust, and a strange odor lingered. The wooden floors creaked, and she caught glimpses of movement in the shadows. The first night, she tossed and turned, unable to sleep. The silence was oppressive, broken only by rustling from the walls. She tried to convince herself it was just the house settling, or perhaps a mouse. But deep down, she knew it was something else. The next morning, she found the first web, massive, stretching across the attic doorway. The strands were thick and sticky. She tried to tear it down, but it clung to her fingers. She had to use a knife to cut through it. As the days passed, the webs multiplied. They appeared in every room, draped over furniture, filling corners. And the spiders, they were everywhere. Tiny black dots crawling along walls, scuttling across the floor, even dropping from the ceiling onto her bed at night. Lena tried everything, sprays, traps, even burning the webs, but nothing worked. The spiders kept coming. One evening, as she sat in the dimly lit kitchen, exhausted, she heard a strange noise, a low, humming sound, almost like whispering. She followed it to the basement door. The sound was coming from below. She hesitated, hand on the doorknob. Every instinct told her not to go down there, but something compelled her to open the door. As she descended the narrow stairs, the humming grew louder. The basement was pitch black. The walls were lined with dusty jars and old tools. But in the center of the room was something unexpected, a large, circular hole in the floor, surrounded by thick cobwebs. The humming came from the hole. Lena approached cautiously. She peered into the darkness and saw a mass of spiders. At the center was something larger, almost human, a twisted, deformed figure, covered in webs, surrounded by spiders as if they were worshipping it. The figure moved, lifting its head to reveal a face, pale, gaunt, and unmistakably her grandmother's. But the eyes were wrong, too many, too black, too much like the spiders. "Lena," the figure whispered, its voice a chorus of thousands. "I've been waiting for you." Lena tried to back away, but the spiders swarmed over her, pulling her toward the hole, toward the figure that had once been her grandmother. As she was dragged into the darkness, Lena's screams echoed through the empty house. The spiders had claimed her, just as they had claimed her grandmother. The house was once again quiet, except for the whispering, humming sound of the spiders in the walls.